right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my new studio, you guys. This is a big time studio for a big time show. So we're going to talk about Conor McGregor and Jake Paul in our very first inaugural video in the new digs, okay? Because there's been an epic back and forth. Conor talked about Jake. Jake responded with some absolutely top-notch elite trollery. And Conor has now responded with some super big league gangster stuff. And we're going to talk about all of it, you know. But before I do, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. First of all, I want to say this. Thank you to all of my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning. Because if not for you guys, I would not be in a studio that looks like this. And I would not be, you know, I would just be green screening it forever. And I really genuinely appreciate it. Thank you guys. I know there's a lot of you that have been with me since I had like 5 subscribers, and I know who you are, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. And for everybody else who's new to the channel, this is a top-notch MMA community where if you go in the comment section, I say this every single video, and it's true. This is a collection of the best minds of the YouTube fan community, and you will see that. If you go look in the comment section, you will see the highest level conversation that you will see in the MMA community on YouTube. I'll put my channel's commenters up against anyone else's. And so if you want to join that, feel free, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends, all of that. Now, let's jump into this thing. So I guess this whole thing started, there's a lot of stuff going on because there's a Jake Paul fight coming up, okay? Now, Jake Paul is doing his big press conference, his big like press thing this weekend or this week or whatever. So there's a lot of attention on Jake Paul, and thus there are a lot of ancillary things happening around Jake Paul with Conor McGregor, with another guy I'm going to talk about in another one of my videos that I'm filming right after this. But specifically about Conor McGregor, he went on Twitter and started running his mouth. And typically, you know, when you get like, here's the thing, dude. When you have guys that are great at selling fights, it's rare that they're all exceptional at everything, right? Like it's very rare when you have someone who's exceptional at everything. I think Conor falls into the category of exceptional at everything. However, you know, I would say in person is his wheelhouse, right? You get him in person, you get him standing across from the guy. He is super clever. I would love to see him and Sean Strickland go head to head. That would be incredible. Quick on the feet, clever, etc. That's kind of where Conor really shines. And then he puts it all together with the fights too. That's why he's such a huge star. He's got the charisma of your best case scenario. Then he also can fight his ass off. But he's really, really clever and he's really, really sharp on his feet. Jake Paul, not as much. You know, you get Jake Paul in person, not quite as much. You know, like he's like, you could tell, like, I don't really know how to explain it, but like when he's in person, he's not even remotely on Conor's level. However, you get on Twitter, okay, or you get into here, I'm going to make some troll videos where I'm going to break your balls with stuff where I get to actually produce this content and think of funny jokes, put it out there in social media. Jake Paul is unfadable. That guy, I'm not sure I'm not really sure if this is like copywritten content. But if not, I mean, if it is and I don't end up putting it in this video, make sure right after this, you go watch the video that Jake Paul put out against Conor, or for Conor. I'm sure most of you guys saw it. But anyway, Conor comes out and he basically just says, hey, mate, you're a joke, dude. Like, no one wants to watch you fight. You sell basically no pay-per-views. He put out some numbers, whatever. I think he said, I think the big kind of like the numbers that I had heard about the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul fight were like 70,000. I find that very hard to believe that it was that low, but Jake Paul responded and said it was 200,000, whatever. But anyway, Conor made 2 Twitter posts talking shit to Jake Paul. Now, Conor's doing that because he understands the game. If there's attention on Jake Paul, you grab some of that attention. Conor takes a bunch of shit for that. All the time, Conor's taking shit for that, where it's like, you know, someone will win a fight and then Conor will tweet at them. They're all, geez, man, let the guy have his moment, man. Do you need all the attention? It's like, bro, that's the fight game. That's the entire game, is staying relevant, and then you fight. You fight, you stay relevant. You fight, you stay relevant. You fight, you stay relevant. And by staying relevant, in many cases, you're setting up your next fight with someone. Like, that's the whole game. And Conor is excellent at it. So him talking shit to Jake Paul when Jake Paul's doing a press conference for his upcoming fight, that's just common sense, right? Everyone would do it if they had the ability to do it. However, what the truth of the matter is in any exchange between two people, one person stands to gain more than the other one. And there is no question who stands to gain more when Conor and Jake Paul go back and forth, dude. And that is obviously Jake Paul, because Jake Paul, you're put like when you go back and forth with Jake, you are now officially like in a Twitter beef, and Jake Paul knows that. That's why he'll take the time to produce this high-end like super troll of Dana White. Like he did a music video about Dana White, an entire music video about Dana White, which was hilarious. And then now he does this huge produced thing going back at Conor, which hopefully I'll be able to put in here. But he fucking owned Conor in that video. I mean, like he did. He owned Conor in that video. He did. And it was a great comeback. It's fucking hilarious. And that's exactly what you do if you're excellent at promoting fights. And that's Jake's wheelhouse, trolling people online. Okay? And so I think everyone saw that and they're like, damn, how is Conor going to respond? And now we know. Now we know exactly how Conor's going to respond because he's responded. And you want to know how he responded? He didn't fucking respond. He didn't respond. And you want to know why he didn't respond? Because that's the biggest gangster move there is, right? Like if you're in a position to straight up not respond to someone comes at you super hard and you look, you're like, well, I've done the math on this. And if I respond, it's all upside for him. And I basically gain nothing. Like I talk shit to him. He gets the attention that I bestow on him and I gain nothing. Yeah, I think I'm not going to respond. Like it's just pure mathematics, dude. And so Conor's non-response is his response. And that's gangster, gangster, gangster. So here's the thing, dude. If you ever come at me, like if anyone ever comes at me and they're like, Jesse's trash, he's a piece of shit, fuck that guy, he's garbage. And I don't say a word about it, that's me responding. Now, if I come out and just because someone said something and I didn't get into some like large scale YouTube or Twitter beef or whatever, that doesn't mean that I think I'm big leaguing a person. I might just like that person. Maybe they just slipped up, maybe they just said a thing and I'm like, that's not worth me getting my panties in a bunch over. Panties, sheath panties, specifically sheath underwear panties, by the way. It's just not worth it. But if someone really comes hard at me, like hard, they're like, fuck that guy. And I just don't respond. That is me responding. That's like, you're a fucking nobody. And I'm speaking specifically to anyone with 200 subscribers that came at me super hard. I'm like, why would I do that? Like, if you're talking shit about me and my family, normally like I would be like, fuck that guy. If I look, I'm like, there's nothing but upside for them. If I respond, then I'm not going to respond. And Conor is Jake Paul, me, like my channel, not to like suck my own dick here, but like, my channel, 65,000 subscribers is not like huge, but a channel that has 500 subscribers, I mean, that's a much bigger gap than Conor and Jake Paul. Like Conor is a way bigger star in the combat sports community than Jake Paul, but not that much bigger, but certainly big enough that he can just big league him, dude. He can just big league him. Just not respond. It's like, yeah, nice video, dude. Good job. Like in his mind, he's all, ha. Like if I was Conor, I would just laugh at that. I would be like, yeah, that's great. I mean, if he is going to respond though, it could be like a one-liner, be like, bitch, I could fight an inanimate mannequin and sell 1.5 million pay-per-views. And you know it. You fucking know it. Congratulations at being awesome at trolling on Twitter. Like that's a big win for you, dude. Congratulations. Awesome job. Awesome job. But anyway, I think Jake Paul's great. I think he's doing a great job. He's entertaining. I'm excited to watch him fight in this boxing match. I think Conor is obviously the most entertaining guy in the fucking UFC. And I don't really have anything else to add to that. Conor's non-response is his response, and that's gangster as fuck. So anyway, that's what I've got. Thank you to everyone again for contributing to this beautiful mecca that is my new studio. If this video seems kind of weird, it's because I'm kind of nervous sitting in a big ass weird like built out studio. Like I'm not used to it yet, dude. Like I feel like I'm filming an away game. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I do love you guys. So thank you again for the support. Subscribe and ring the bell if you're not a member now. Peace.